The Shrine, episode 17 of season 2 of Tales from the Darkside, has a good message that you should keep in contact with your parents, or else they might find a little ghost girl to replace you. The main character is Christine Matthews, seems to be in her late 20s, early 30s, and she hasn't talked to her mother for 6 years, so she comes back to visit her for the first time. And her mother, Cecilia, is a bit aloof. She doesn't really want to spend that much time with her daughter, and instead spends her time upstairs in Christine's old room, talking to this little girl. At first, Christine just hears noises coming from her room, a little girl and her mother talking, noises, but she doesn't exactly know what it is. She gets a meeting from her old high school friend Tony, and they reenact some cheerleading dances.
Didn't we have fun being cheerleaders? Lean to the left, lean to the right, stand up, sit down, fight, fight, fight.
And this whole episode is playing on not only nostalgia, but also, if you've been away for a while, visiting your parents again, and what that's actually like. And despite the fact that the teleplay was written by Joel Salvo, who I've mentioned is my least favorite writer in Tales from the Darkside, the story is written by Pamela Sargent, and it's really the story and the directing that propel this episode, since it has a very somber feel to it, and actually hits on real events that could happen to any person. Christine goes into her old room that she had as a kid that is kept intact exactly the way it was when she left after high school.
Dear Diary, Mommy bought me the most beautiful dress today. It was so expensive, but we're not going to tell Dad, Mommy said. We had so much fun. I love her so much.
And calls out to this ghost girl and tries to figure out what's going on. The little ghost girl's name is Chrissy, which is very close to the main character's name, Christine. And they will say these names many times throughout the episode, Christine and Chrissy. But this is purposely done. Because Christine's mother has replaced her with another person, Cecilia is pretending like this is Christine. Her mother is reliving the past when Christine was growing up and the things that they used to do. So she's reenacting these things with this ghost girl. Singing songs, knitting, playing, things she can no longer do with her 30-year-old daughter. She misses the times when her daughter was a kid and she could do those type of activities with her.
Not your mommy.
She is too.
She is not.
She belongs to me now.
Will you just get out of here?
You can't make me. She loves me. She doesn't love you anymore.
Don't say that.
Don't say that. Don't! Frere Jacques, dormez-vous, dormez-vous. Mother?
Ding, ding, dong. Ding, ding,
Mother,
dong.
come with me.
I've heard a few times people that have kids mention this. There's a certain age that they wish that they could relive, and for mothers it does seem to be when they're little kids. For dads it seems to be more when they're older. That's at least what I've noticed. The mother, Cecilia, wishes to extend the time when Christine actually wanted to spend time with her, and that was when she was a little kid. Once she grows up, she goes out on her own and begins to ignore her mother. The little girl Chrissy has her mother, Christine. I really wish they made these names different. I know what they're trying to do, but oh my god. She has her in a trance, so even when Christine comes into the room, her mother doesn't even notice it. And we get a little battle.
I'm a human being, and I'm not perfect.
Too late. You stayed away too long.
No.
I need you. I do.
So Christine does get a good ending. She's at least able to defeat the ghost, but it's unclear exactly what happens to her mother. She kind of falls into her arms, and it's unclear whether she actually is dead or she just passes out from the fright. So I'm going to give The Shrine a 6. I don't talk much about the directing or sound design in these episodes because, for the most part, they're bare bones. But this was directed by Christopher Welch, who only has 7 directing credits for TV episodes like Moonlighting, the Ferris Bueller TV series, and The Secret World of Alex Mack. Remember that one? But what he's most known for is working in the sound department in ADR working as the sound coordinator on the 1999 South Park movie, Rugrats, Lethal Weapon 4, Independence Day, and Pearl Harbor. So that's really where his expertise is. And it actually does show in this episode. Even when the ghost is yelling and there's all these papers running around and things crashing, the sound is never too annoying, which does happen in a lot of Tales from the Darkside episodes, especially Joel Selba ones. Everything's a nice, pleasant tone, while still having a aura of creepiness to it. So, good job, Christopher Welch. You keep on ADRing. You guys are the real heroes. You and the gaffers. They still have gaffers now? Let's look at a few reviews. Let's see here. What is the Shrine gonna get? 5 out of 10. Another disappointing episode. Pretty much every Tales from the Darkside gets a 5 out of 10. Or 4. The Shrine is another disappointing episode of Tales from the Darkside with a corny storyline with lack of explanations. The beginning is promising and cliches for a horror tale, but the storyline changes to a mushy and sentimental conclusion. There's no explanation why Christine has spent 6 years without any contact from her mother. Yeah, she kind of apologized for that. She feels bad about it. She just got lost in the shuffle. She was in the Big Apple. Maybe. The supernatural Chrissy is a character open to interpretation of the viewer. Yeah, personally I think Chrissy is Christine when she was younger, but it is open for interpretation. But even for European films, it would be dissatisfying. My vote is 5. 5! Wow, look at that block of text. This needs a paragraph. Skip. Barely decent. This is another one that is sort of middling around the middle. Middling around the middle? Malcolm in the middle? It isn't great, but it isn't as bad as the Genie episode. Like how he goes back to that one. A girl returns home, but finds out her mother hasn't forgiven her as much as she thought she has. Some might get more out of this than I did, but who knows? Moralistic Tales from the Darkside. 4 out of 10. Shrine isn't so much a horror as a drama. Personally, if I want to watch a drama, I'll watch a soap opera. If I want to watch horror, I would have thought a program called Tales from the Darkside would be what I'm looking for. Unfortunately, more often than not, it's not. This is actually one that's more closer to horror than a lot of the other episodes. I mean, at least the girl is a ghost, and she has some powers that she uses towards the end, though she doesn't really hurt anyone. She messes up the room, though, just like a 6-year-old girl would. And there's some kind of creepy sound design where she's reading and talking to the mother. So it still is horror, but yeah, there's definitely the drama aspect about her missing her mother. And her mother missing her, and they just can't communicate. A ghostly kid mired in a lacking episode. The premise is an eerie one, I agree, but the execution doesn't go anywhere apart from down some expectedly sentimental roots. Well, this is Tales from the Darkside. The execution's always going to be a little low budget. The use of the song Fair Shaka, which is sung over and over again, becomes especially grating, and the climax is a cop-out. Yeah, they sing it a little bit, I guess. It's a shame because this Darkside episode often have a seed or nugget of interest, which is wasted in middling execution. It's low-budget 1980s show. That's what's going to happen, bro. This ain't the freaking 2015. And of course, we got Woody Honors giving everything an 8. So yeah, looks like most people say around a 5. Well, I say around a low 6. Next up is a really great episode, episode 18, The Old Soft Shoe, that takes place at a hotel where a sleazy guy keeps running into this ghost and he falls in love with her. And we get a Tales from the Darkside reenactment of that bathtub scene from The Shining. So it's a good one. Stay tuned for that. See you next week. And check out our playlist for all episodes of the show Monsters, Cowboy Bebop, Fear Itself, and Tales from the Darkside in order. See ya.